Okay, dear devotees, we've come to join you. We're on the Monday Zoom, and we're in an active Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat in London. And we're always somewhat active, but we're in active ashram. Of course, for most of you, many of you, it's been an active day too. It's Srila Guru Maharaj's 16th anniversary of his disappearance, which is shocking to me. A shocking 16 years. But all over the world, of course, devotees are remembering Srila Gurudev's disappearance, coming together, and the theme of this evening's Zoom, given by our organizers, means Udaram Prabhu and Seva Rupa and others who are suggesting coming together. Our theme today is Srila Gurudev's disappearance. As far as I know, I was told this. So let us begin with the Vandanam, and then we will continue with our, we can think, special evening program, because it's a special day today. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sarvetam Savarutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Maha Varanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Name Gauratuje Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, dear devotees, please do choose your language channel. We have live interpretation by the grace of Anu Krishna Devidasi, and in Russian, I don't see Hari Gopal Prabhu, but
he is here, Maharaj.
He's here. Okay, very good. Hari Gopal Prabhu, we can't see you, but we know you're in the ether translating, so we appreciate. So today is Srila Gurudev's disappearance day, and actually just first I would like to greet Amar, because it's a long time. We're always remembering yourself and Vaidehi Devidasi, and hope you're doing well and happy to see you with us. You always have an invitation to be on the Zoom, so when you accept, then we are also very happy, of course. And okay, one by one, so many devotees are with us, and yes, I owe special mention to many, but I just wanted to slip that in first. And by the way, if Vaidehi is around, it's a very suitable day for her to share something with us on this occasion of Srila Gurudev's 16th anniversary of his disappearance, because really it is my wish that devotees will share their heart and their experience, their understanding, not just understanding, what they have got from Srila Gurudev. And here in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat in London, our programs today have been similar to that, where we've been expressing ourselves, but not that only I will talk about Gurudev. It's his disappearance day, and for many of you, he is your like one and only Gurudev. Means you've not met Srila Guru Maharaj, and your connection is through Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj. And so it is your day for sharing. And in general, I can say that from my side, Srila Guru Maharaj has given the description of Srila Gurudev. And with that description, everything is clear and settled. And we, of course, got our own relationship with Srila Gurudev. And I suppose you can say, on a personal note, this day of Srila Gurudev's disappearance is one of the two, really most tragic days in my life. And the other one, of course, or not, the other one was Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance day. And we were there, right there for Guru Maharaj's disappearance, and right there at Srila Gurudev's disappearance. And the difference, we can say, is that when Srila Guru Maharaj disappeared, then, although none of us were prepared, even though we can say logically we should have been prepared, like we know logically that Srila Guru Maharaj will disappear one day. He was already perhaps 94 years old. But he always, when he had a dip in his health, he would pick up again. And so we felt that he would be with us eternally. And similarly with Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev had many dips in his health, and some of you have witnessed that too. But he always picks up again. But then this particular time, quite quickly, Srila Gurudev decided to leave. We can consider in that way. But when Srila Guru Maharaj disappeared, we had already Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, as our continuing shelter. And so, although we were all devastated, we had a rudder. We had a very strong rudder on the ship. We had very strong protection. And Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance, he'd given everything Siddhantically for more than 2 years, both the philosophy, the teaching, the current, everything. He'd given that to Srila Govinda Maharaj. So we were secure at home under his feet, but our master disappeared. Then really a tragedy. The temple of Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, when Srila Guru Maharaj disappeared, was a tragedy area, a disaster zone. It was a disaster zone. Everyone, all devastated. But when Srila Gurudev disappeared, then it is almost like, and it not almost like, really, he was carrying Guru Maharaj, his conception, Guru Maharaj's nature. He was carrying Srila Prabhupada's conception, Srila Prabhupada's nature, both of whom we were acquainted to through their teachings and books, and for myself, Srila Guru Maharaj acquainted to personally also. But Srila Gurudev was carrying them, so he was almost like the embodiment of Guru Maharaj, the embodiment of Srila Prabhupada, the embodiment of the depth and distribution of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's mission. And when he disappeared, really, it was a tragedy that we could not really ever guess, such a depth of loss. But of course, we know that with the disappearance of the Guru, then it means that we have to live by their teaching called Vani. Vapu is direct association, and Vani is the teaching. And the teaching, the service following their teaching, that is the actual connection with the Guru. So from then until now, and quite intensely continuing by circumstance, having to quite intensely think of Gurudev, try to hear, try know that he's watching, and put into practice what he's taught. Think of Guru Maharaj, know that he is watching, and to practice what he's taught. Day by day, night by night, really, we are very strongly thinking in those directions and trying to see how to proceed, not only in the long run, but how to proceed moment by moment and in so many circumstances that come up. And Gurudev has left us everything in the sense of all guidance, all examples, so many things. And now we all have to show our faithfulness, if you like, and to follow his teaching. And that is from inside to out. And one thing that we were reminded of here in Chaitanya Saraswat Math in London by Saraswati Devidasi, who's managing the temple here very capably and with affection and with strong affection to keep everything running nicely. And she reminded us in the morning program, as each devotee was reminding us something about Gurudev, she reminded us that in the later days of Srila Gurudev, some devotees came to Guru Maharaj, or devotees were coming in front of Guru Maharaj and asking Guru Maharaj, what is our service now? What is our service? And Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, saying to them, I've given you everything. Now you must put into practice. And really, he gave everything. 22, more than 22 years. But since the actual disappearance of Srila Guru Maharaj, which was in 1988, then Srila Gurudev for 22 years more looked after the devotees in every way, but spiritually, and we say spiritually, but our guidance in all circumstances, and he was looking after, and that doesn't mean one or two of us, he was looking after all of us. He had that capacity. But it wasn't only 22 years. We knew him and we were with him from 1982, which makes, somebody do some quick mathematics, so 28 years, so it makes 28 years, and we were with him. And he was with us, actually more to the point, he was with us. And some devotees came before 1982. So essentially, since the disappearance of Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, when in particular there would be a stream of Westerners coming to Guru Maharaj, it was Srila Govinda Maharaj who was giving Guru Maharaj. So in one sense, by Srila Gurudev giving Guru Maharaj, giving access, giving opportunity, drawing from Guru Maharaj his grace to the devotees coming with sincere prayer for shelter. So in one sense, Srila Gurudev gave everything by giving us Srila Guru Maharaj. But he gave Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada and himself. So Srila Gurudev was the most magnanimous and has given us everything. And now we can remember that expression that Gurudev used not only to one devotee, but we heard different times a similar expression during his later time. I have given you everything. Now you must do. You must put this into practice. And he was expecting that we will be able to go on harmoniously because we've got all the tools to live a proper Krishna-conscious, harmonious life. We have those tools. He's given us those tools. And those tools headed by, you all know the answer, Trinadapi Sunichena Tarore Vasahishnuna Amanina Manadina Kitanya Sada Harihi. Humility, tolerance, giving honor to all, and not wanting honor for oneself. Hare Krishna, and chanting the holy name, being affectionate with each other, affectionate dealings with each other, respectful dealings to the devotees, and to serve, to try to, in a unified way, serve Srila Guru Maharaj. Everything Gurudev did was for his service. So really he's given us the tools. When we look and see his guidance in many like scenarios, if you like, which have been asked of him and which he's explained, which have been recorded in the books published during his time, which he's given his grace for, given his backing for, and very often in many places himself personally done some amendment, then it is his guidance to all of us. And so now at this stage, we must always really check in with Gurudev and Guru Maharaj continually and make our lives and others' lives successful too. Hare Krishna. So, as I said, I don't want to be the one who is talking too much during this Zoom. Well, I shouldn't talk too much anyway, but during this Zoom in particular, because we do want to hear from devotees who have connection directly or at a distance, been through the Ritvik process during Srila Gurudev's time, who have some connection with Gurudev. And by the way, here, several devotees spoke this morning, and each one gave something different. It wasn't a repetition of the general theme of he is great and we are small. That we accept. But the substance of Srila Gurudev, some treasure, some way of seeing him, some personal experience, some feeling, something which jumps out from the heart. And everyone who spoke this morning gave something different. It was very beautiful interaction of devotees here in Chaitanya Saraswat Math. And look, we are here also in Vila Govinda Ashram. How is it possible simultaneously? And they have their program today, and you see a grand gathering of Vaishnavas in Vila Govinda. We see a grand gathering of Vaishnavas in Brazil, maybe in different locations in your homes, but still, grand gathering from Brazil, grand gathering in Latvia, in your different homes, in Portugal, in Ukraine, and, well, grand gathering in Norway. Maybe one devotee in Norway, but she's going to be in London very soon too. And oh, Vaidehi Amma has appeared on the screen, and she maybe was invited just now by Amma. Oh, that's a coincidence. Vaidehi Amma. It's Ammayar, your second name. Vaidehi was serving in India and serving in America. She's been serving since she was a young girl. She's still young. Okay. But the soul is always young. Yes, we know. So Vaidehi is still young, and actually she can share something. This will be our request just now. And then we would like to come to Vila Govinda. You've been, I know, engaged in various Harikatha about Gurudev Katha today. But please don't hesitate. Anybody would like volunteer, they really would like to share something, do put up a physical digital hand or an actual digital hand, which is somewhere on your computer. I'm not very sure where. But do put up a hand. But can we ask Amma, please, to share something of Gurudev's heart with us all here? Vaidehi Devi Rasi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavats, everybody. Can everybody hear me okay?
Very loud, very loud.
My alarm just started going off. Let's see. Something to share about Gurudev on his day. Give me one moment, please. Well, lately I've been speaking to a couple of interested, sincere seekers about Krishna consciousness. And one of them was saying, I just don't know who my guru is, and I don't know how to find him. And I was getting this very deep inspiration in this direction. But then my intuition said no. It said no, and it felt absolutely wrong. And then I remember one time I had asked Sarva Bhavana Prabhu here, one of the devotees here in Santa Cruz in SoCal, about Chaita Guru. And he had said something like Chaita, the like intuition. And maybe it's accurate, maybe it's not, but it was so helpful for me that your intuition is like the inspired intuition is like Guru within the heart speaking to you. but you have to learn how to listen. I'm adding this part now, right? I realized he said that, and that carried me very, very far with this feeling. Okay, so when I am in my Krishna mind and I'm receiving some guidance, I can learn to recognize Guru is guiding us in our lives. But obviously, just like a potted plant, right? If you plant it in soil and you don't give it the minerals and the water and the sunshine, font logo, it's not going to, it has to have the right environment. And so the right environment, right? Like Madhusudan Maharaj is always telling us, we must read every day. And so later, right? After that, when I lived in India, Gurudev said to me one time, I want you to develop your internal relationship with me. And that also, I've been meditating on for over 16 years because he was still here when he said that. And obviously, it's never going to be a complete answer because I feel like it will always be expanding the ways in which Gurudev just continues to show up in our lives, in our heart, in our mind, sometimes in our dreams, through other devotees. And sometimes it can be as loud as a wake up, And I'm sure some of you have had this feeling where suddenly there's a big message coming from Gurudev in some way. And like Madhusudan Maharaj was just saying, that he said, now you do. I mean, I can't say anything about doing because I can't be a hypocrite. Right now, I'm just surviving in this material world. But Krishna consciousness doesn't have to, not to contradict what Gurudev said, you do, but Krishna consciousness, remembrance of Gurudev, right? It doesn't always have to be some action. The importance of remembrance and how he said to us, or how he said, develop your internal relationship. So what are those activities that bring that remembrance? Because that remembrance is so valuable. And so it's kind of a sad day, but yeah, today I can't understand how it's very much a happy day other than this remembrance. So I think by the mercy of Gurudev, he has come to this world to give us something, and now we can exist on that wave through the remembrance. And that is really what we have, is that wave of remembrance and then each other with which to remember. And so like the Ramanticha, the Bhagavad Gita, those who are absorbed in remembering, and really I don't know anything about Krishna. I can't really relate much, but I can relate to Gurudev because Gurudev is giving us that very beautiful understanding, and also just how subtle Krishna consciousness is. It's or remembrance of Gurudev, it's very much alive, it's energetic, right? If only we can just become better recipients. And so on this special day, that is my personal prayer that I would like to close with, is to simply become a better recipient of his wave, and as that wave is also coming through the wonderful devotees. Thank you, Madhusudan Maharaj, for the opportunity to remember. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for sharing, and thank you for being here. A little rare by rarity makes more valuable. And you're wearing a Bengali t-shirt, I see. Hare Krishna.
I hear it says Guru.
Jaya
I don't know
Guru.
how to read. Jaya Guru. I don't
Guru.
know how to
read. Yeah. Okay. Jai Guru. All right. So if we may, with the permission of all the other many devotees, if we can come to Vilu Govinda Ashram, we have Krishna Kanta here, Krishna Kanta Devi Dasi. And it's actually a sacrifice for her to join in. It's the evening time. And evening after a long day, it is can be challenging. So very happy to have you with us. here, Krishna Kanta Devidasi, could you please share something? Because we all know you also have a very big heart and it is full of Gurudev. Someone needs to open the microphone kindly. No, turn on, it's off on the computer.
Oh.
Yes.
Una volta. Okay. Okay, my Dandavat Maharaj, to you, to all the beautiful devotees. Just by seeing you, I want to cry. I don't know how I can speak. And it was very beautiful what Vaidehi said, really inspiring. Yeah, because I've also been meditating about, like, I don't know if it's the same, but what came to me through her talk is like this, that we always like involved in so many activities, but we have to try to understand internally, develop our relationship with our Guru, with the Vaishnava, with what is service, try to understand, not just being busy doing things. And sometimes we are just busy. I am just busy doing things, but not in the mood of service, maybe, or meditating, or trying, or really understanding what I'm doing. But yes, and well, it's not to say like Gurudev is big and we are nothing, as you say, Maharaj, but really, it is like this feeling. And the materialists, they don't understand. When you say someone like, no, I'm not, I'm nobody, my Guru is, is doing everything, and they feel like, oh, why you are like, not humble. They're like, why you don't have trust in yourself, just be more, self-confident, But it's not that, it's really that, we do feel that, and I feel it's a beautiful feeling to feel we are not enough, we're never enough. Even though Srila Gurudev never made us feel like that. He always made us feel that we are so good. But really we know we're never enough, we're not good at all, and we have so many deficiency from our side in our attempt to serve, but we are trying to serve despite all our bad qualities. We are still trying. And today we had a beautiful meeting, and especially Kumkum did spoke today very beautifully about her experience, about Gurudev going to California, staying in a house twice in the beginning, the first 2 worlds tour. And so many memories comes when we stay with devotees and talking about Srila Gurudev, and there is really so much to say that is never enough. What you're going to say, and how to glorify Srila Govinda Maharaj, who really gave us everything and more. And if I think my life before meeting Srila Gurudev and the devotees, I think without, if like Jadi Gorna Hoto we sing, but Jadi Gurna Gurudev Nahoto. So we have to sing. If Gurudev didn't come to our life, what would be of us, really? My life was so miserable before, and just going nowhere. I was just going random, like the wind was taking me here and there. I have no purpose of life or anything. And finally, he came and gave us some direction and some purpose, some reason, not just to live, but to die. Some good reason to die, some a place where we can put our full energy and dedicate our life. And so what more than that we can have. And Srila Gurudev once said, what I'm giving is like a piece of gold. But because he's giving it so freely, and we don't understand it, we think it's like a stone, an ordinary stone. But he said, gradually they will come to understand what they have received. that is not just any ordinary things. It's like a very valuable jewel there, like what Gurudev is coming to give, and this we can realize only in the association of the Vaishnava, his devotees and disciple and disciple of disciples, and like that. The family, Gurudev's family. And so we are very grateful today to be, and gladly the hour changed. So we moved the clock ahead or behind. So it's still light, so I can survive when the light is out. As soon as it gets dark, I fall asleep. But today is good, because we have 1 extra hour of light, so I'm here, happily here. Otherwise, like the chicken, I fall asleep as the dark comes. So I'm very happy to be with all the Vaishnava here. And we are doing some work, Balaram and Prapanna, they are working on the new doors that came from India. So we're improving the temple and with new installments, new things.
Chinmoy Dev Prabhu, Madhusudan Prabhu.
Yes.
And
So
Monindra Mohan Prabhu behind the camera, is it?
Yes. And Shantimai was here, but she had to go to the kitchen or something. Yeah,
She's
so
here.
again, I don't want to take much time with all my nonsense talk. So, my dandavat to everyone. Jai Srila Gurudev.
Jai Srila Guru, wonderful Srila Gurudev ki Jai.
Yes.
And we'd like to come back to Vila Govinda in a moment, but we do have Prafula Krishna Prabhu with us.
Right.
And so, Prafula Prabhu, I'm not putting you on the spot, because you know by your presence, we'd all love to hear from you. But now I lost you. Yeah. Oh, you're there. Okay, wonderful. Prafula Krishna in Brazil. And just so you all know, some of you don't know him, but Prafula Krishna, he served Gurudev with heart and in just ways which were so naturally flowing. We wouldn't even think of such ways to serve him. And Gurudev was very pleased with him. So we really do ask the Prafula Krishna, who was there in India, means in Navadip and in Calcutta, in service and with the team of devotees. So Prafula Prabhu, please, on this special day, something of the gem of Guru, of Srila Gurudev.
Yes, Maharaj, so happy to see all the devotees here. I'm in a small town. My internet here may fall at any moment. So if it gets bad, just cut me off and move to someone else. But yeah, so happy to see you. And Abhinav and everybody in Italy, in Vila Govinda. For me, it's a little bit of a hard day always. For everybody, it is. And this day, I remember a lot of the last moments with Srila Govinda Maharaj. So many good times we had. But this day is always a little bit heavier. I've spent the last 6 months in Navadvip before he was gone. Abhinav was there. For me, these 6 months prior to his passing, his transition was very special. Everything was super intense, but just to be there and remember and to have access to so much service and so much heart of everybody. I remember being with Acharya Maharaj and Abhinava early morning, doing some land deeds for many months, and so many crazy projects. Everything was moving forward. After the Vyasa Puja, everything was so fast. And from that moment, going to Calcutta and trying to be with you and Goswami Maharaj, seeing the wheel and all those crazy things. I think that at that moment, it feels like a movie in my head. Like so many crazy things happened. And it keeps me very, energetic somehow, because it was so beautiful to see. I remember one time, Abhinav was also there, that you were driving Srila Govinda Maharaj to the hospital one time, and you kind of come back crying, and we were a little bit worried, and you were hearing your recording of the last chapters of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Krishna Das Kaviraj was talking about the passing, and you were very moved, and Abhinava came to hear, and it was me and Abhinava, you were reading to us again all those beautiful verses, and it was so special, Maharaj. And being there with you and seeing your service mood, and Goswami Maharaj and Ashram Maharaj and Avadut Maharaj, it was very special, and I try to keep that in my heart. It was a tough time, but a special time, and so many crazy stories that happened. It was a good time, Maharaj, but intense. I remember one time that Avadut Maharaj got me 2 a.m. to find Ranjit's place. It was all like a movie. It felt like a movie. It felt like, so many different things happening, like special time. Like I remember Ananda Moy called me that time. He said, Ananda Moy, we cannot talk right now. It's like we're in a Guy Ritchie movie. He really said like that. And it felt like that to some extent. And but just to say, it was a good time. It was good to be with you there, with Goswami and Avadut and all the sannyasis in Abhinav. And I try to remember of that day and that time, and to feel how these things are still like churning inside. Yes, Maharaj, I don't know what to say. A little hard still.
Prabhu, we are grateful for everything that you have said, and not just said, but drawn from your heart. And that's why I actually came to you now, because I thought, yes, sometimes we do see you and then see you disappear. So we know your internet is not always so good, but Krishna and Gurudev has allowed it to be good today. Prabhu, we appreciate very much. Those were intense times, and some of those times we don't really want to replay the movie on some of the chapters of the movie we want to leave aside. But it was all for one focus, which was for the service of Gurudev, and to carry out his wish, and to give some relief to him when so much was happening around. Prafula?
Yes, and I remember one thing, Maharaj, during the will part and the recordings of his will and everything. And one time the recording and everything, you were talking to Gurudev, one of the final recordings, and you were saying, how much blessed we were to have the acharyas staying. And you were saying, and you have these people so exemplary doing their service and running their ashrams, and things will be fine. And I remember you mentioning how we can have Siddhanta from Goswami Maharaj, and Gurudev said, and you, Maharaj. It was a very nice moment. I don't know if you remember that. There's a recording saying, Gurudev, Siddhanta from you, Maharaj. And it was very nice to remember that and to see how you're keeping that running with so much energy. Very inspiring.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, there are many things we remember, but we do not put up a big flag about those things. But we do remember, we do know what Gurudev is expecting, and to some degree, we know what he's expecting. Prabhu, we are trying, and we are trying with the help of the devotees who are happy to also try to understand Gurudev, and to follow that unity of service to him, which means service to Guru Maharaj, which means service to Srila Saraswati Thakur. This is how Srila Gurudev explained our service is going to Radharani, in fact, even though we do not know it and it's very high things. But Gurudev expressed that. So one focus, Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, and our Parampara, the one channel. Gurudev there are many things which I maybe haven't heard the recording, but we've been sitting there with Gurudev. That's one, as you know, Prafula Krishna. And I know he had so much affection for you, Prabhu. This is why I also drew attention and thought, please, you can speak today. And happily we've heard from you. And by the way, others can't tell how tall you are, but Prafula is very tall, but I can give him a big hug. I try not to break his ribs. No, I won't break his ribs. He's strong and tall. All right, Prafula Krishna. And just before we go back to Vila Govinda, we can ask Subhasini Devidasi, who is in Ireland, and I don't know, she was here just now. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but Subhasini Devidasi is, I mean, every devotee has got something special, but she's very quiet, but she has also some particularly special grace from Srila Gurudev. And if you would like to share something, Subhasini Devi, as we said, the gem of Gurudev, please, we wish to hear from you with your also very clean vision. South Indian natural devotee coming to Gurudev's lotus feet. Subhasini Devi.
Dandavats Maharaj, and Dandavats to all the wonderful devotees there. And so inspiring to hear from others. I'm not a good speaker. I don't know how to express so much. But yeah, what I can say is it is a great fortune for me to somehow, come to the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev, and always very touched by his care and affection, very much, he's very affectionate and caring for everyone. And I noticed, not just me, but with everyone, that how caring he was. Actually, the very first time I met Gurudev, probably back in 1992, that time I was just visiting. I didn't have any, I didn't know very much. I just read Guru Maharaj one book. So, and then I heard that Gurudev is coming on this world tour, 92 or 93, can't remember exactly. And so this was kind of my first time I'm seeing Gurudev. And I just entered the temple, and it was in Gladding Road, I think. And then everybody was going to a program. And so they also gave me a lift. And so I just also went with them. And I was just seeing Gurudev from, distance. And this was my first meeting. And even at that first meeting, it was in a home of some Indian family, and they were actually having a program. Gurudev was sitting, and probably Sagar Maharaj was sitting, and everybody sitting down. And Gurudev noticed there was one person with a saffron dress, probably known to some Indian, the family. He was also sitting down with the audience. And Gurudev asked him to come up and then, to sit beside him, like that. And he was very shy, he wouldn't do it. And he was like, very, like, not. But Gurudev insisting, come, and like that. So, and he came, after that they put a chair and he was sitting, but he was like very shy sitting next to Gurudev. And then I noticed Gurudev took his hand, and then, held in his hand, and he was just like comforting, like a patting on his hand, like that. And it was like my, first, seeing Gurudev like that, so that, I noticed that how caring he was, how, understanding the feelings of others, and, giving some comfort in that way. And very touching it was. And I have noticed a few other things also, but that was my first thing. So we are very, so always very grateful, and what fortune we had to come to Gurudev. And as we remember in Upadeshamrita, that, when you come across such a great personality like that, this, in the Guru, in Upadeshamrita, this, I think, I don't know, 6th or 7th verse, Susrushaya bhajana vignam ananyam anya nindati sunya hridam ipsita sangalaptya, that line, if you find that personality, Guru Maharaj, when he writes that commentary, when you find that personality who's exclusively devoted, that kind of personality, you have to throw yourself in his service, like that. Guru Maharaj says that. So we were all, I didn't have much opportunity to do, but still, now, still we can serve him through his instructions, follow very carefully his instructions, and serve those devotees who are, dedicatedly serving him. So that was not serve his servitors. So that is my hope, and also I pray that Gurudev will engage us in his service. That is my prayer. And Dandavats Maharaj, thank you for this opportunity.
Jai Shri, wonderful, Srila Ki Jai. Actually, I hesitated when saying wonderful, because here the devotees are saying, if we were to choose one word, how would we describe Srila Guru Maharaj? Like we are saying wonderful Srila Guru Maharaj, or Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Parvarajikacharya Asatara Sarashishi, etc. But what would be one word to describe him? And the word that we felt was the closest, stupefacente or chamatkara. So this word, that maybe the Italians are closer to the Sanskrit mood than we thought. Just see. And by the way, just so devotees, we don't all know each other, and what everybody does, we meet each other like this, and this is a little opportunity to get to know one another. And one thing, the Subhasini Devi Dasi, who's just speaking, she and her brother, they assisting, and her brother is Ananda Prabhu, very quiet, humble, sincere devotee, again, who got very gracious glance from Srila Gurudev. But she, Anand, and Anand Prabhu are, amongst other services, helping Chinmoy Dev Prabhu in doing the captions on the videos in the YouTube channels, Srila Govinda Maharaj video series, and another channel, Srila Sridhar Maharaj video series. And so they are constantly within the teachings of Gurudev, assisting to broadcast Sankirtan, to broadcast the message of Guru and Gauranga. So perhaps we can come to Chinmoy Dev Prabhu in Vila Govinda. Today really is a day for the disciples, those who know Srila Gurudev, exclusively, if you like, did not at that time meet Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. But after Chinmoy Dev, we will ask humbly to Kumkum Devi Dasi there, because she's directly met Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Gurudev, and she's always got some treasure. So Kumkum Devi Dasi, please excuse we didn't ask you first, but just in case we don't give an opportunity, we want to get this opportunity to hear from the direct disciples as closely as possible. We are all direct disciples, but yes, I think I got my message across. Please excuse. Chinmoy Dev Prabhu, over to you.
Dandava pranams to everyone. I think it was something you said, Maharaj.
Another, so I don't know where is the microphone.
There.
Okay, keep speaking. It's okay.
It got me thinking that what is the value of separation? Because today is a very sad day for us, because our dearly beloved Gurudev has left this world, and we could see now the value of separation. before, when Srila Govinda Maharaj was on this planet, everything was okay. There was no problem. If some disturbance came, we knew that Srila Govinda Maharaj was there. If we wanted to go see Srila Govinda Maharaj, we could go visit him on a world tour or go to India, and then we'd have his presence. And so we were very confident in our spiritual life because Srila Govinda Maharaj was here with us. But then when he left, then how are we going to maintain that connection? Then we have to dive deeper to realize that that connection with Gurudev is not a physical connection. Does not depend on time, place, or circumstance. So this separation is from the devotee is drawing out the real necessity of the connection between guru and disciple. How are we to have that connection even when the physical guru is not present? And Srila Govinda Maharaj would say this often, it's through service. Through service to guru, we can have that connection. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I'm paraphrasing and I'm not going to get it right, but one who serves me with devotion and love, constantly serves me with devotion and love, I am never lost to him and he is never lost to me. And we can think of the same as with Guru. If we are constantly engaged in service to Guru, he is never lost to us. He is always in the forefront of our thought. We're always able to think of him and try to act to please him. And fortunately, we can find that also Srila Govinda Maharaj, while not physically on this planet, is living within the hearts of his pure devotees. So we have great examples of the wonderful devotees, the ones who are dedicated 100% to Srila Govinda Maharaj. And so through them, we also feel his presence. And there is one story I would like to tell. I've told it many times. It's one of my favorite stories. And I think there's many new people, so they won't know this story. But first, need some background. So, when Sanatana Goswami asked Rupa Goswami, what is the conclusion of Mahaprabhu's teachings? And he said three things: Jive Doya, Namaruchi, and Vaishnava Seva. And so, this Jive Doya, be merciful to the Jiva, this means giving them transcendental knowledge. Giving them knowledge about that transcendental world. This is the position of Guru. This is the compassion of Guru, giving this type of transcendental knowledge to us about Krishna, about Goloka Vrindavan, about the gopis, about Jamuna, about all the residents of Vrindavan, about all the associates of Mahaprabhu, about Mahaprabhu. That is all very sweet. But another type of compassion of the Guru is also to teach us about this material world. And to teach us about what is to become of us and this material world. And recently we have read some very nice songs by Bhaktivinoda Thakur that describe vividly the destination of everything on this planet, including our own bodies. And that's to the grave. So this type of knowledge may be a little less pleasing to some people, but is necessary. It's the compassion of the Guru saying, Jeev Jago, wake up. You are in like a dreamlike state right now. You believe that you are living a very nice, happy life. And for me, this was the case. Before I took initiation, my life was great. Not like Krishna Kanta said she had problems. My life was great. I was traveling everywhere. I was young. I didn't have a care in the world. It was wonderful. But Gurudev, came and shook me and said, yes, you may feel that now, but this is the ultimate destination of everything in this material world. And there is something greater, something more to be experienced than what you can experience with your senses and your mind. And so when I was serving Srila Govinda Maharaj in Kolkata, I was doing the night shift, and Ratan Prabhu was also there. And usually one person is awake and one person is asleep. This is like 2 or 3 in the morning. And so he was sleeping, and that veranda in Calcutta is very long. It's like 20 meters or something like that, 15, 20 meters. And so Gurudev is on one end, and Ratan's on the other end sleeping. And Gurudev is resting, and I see he wants to get up, and so I help him to get up, and he doesn't say anything. And he looks over and sees Ratan, like 15 meters away, resting. And he goes, Ratan. No response. And then he goes again, Ratan. No response. And I said to him, Gurudev, I can go wake him up if you want. And Gurudev said to him, no, I want to disturb him. So that's what I'm always praying for, that like Gurudev will disturb me, that he will shake me and wake me from this dreamlike state of this material world and pull me away from Maya. Like, oh, I'm having fun with Maya. Gurudev, please disturb me and engage me in your service. This is my eternal wish. Jai Gurudev, Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai stupefacente Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Beautiful. So, Kum Devirasi, you know we're asking from you. And each of you there, by the way, beautiful to see each of you, and beautiful to see that doorway taking shape there. Now we can see the door nicely. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Maharaj, and I'm so grateful that I've already gotten to hear from anyone who is reflecting sincerely something from our Guru is also our Guru, and we don't just say that, it's true. So first I got to hear about from Vaidehi, and what she's saying is the main thing that I have to think on this day. What is my heart telling me? How did I get the grace of so many perfect gurus? And it is because of this. The Guru is in our heart, is Chaitya Guru, and Krishna is taking care of us. And when we first realized in the pain of separation from Srila Prabhupada departing, that actually, gradually we came to understand that he hadn't actually left us, not really, because he introduced us, he took us to Srila Guru Maharaj, and there is no difference there in the great gifts that we receive and all of the memories of, they're different individuals, but memories of both are simply expansions on the happiness and the pleasure of receiving these gifts, even when it has to do with waking us up in our false ego, trying to reject that. And then, so the same when we got the grace of Srila Gurudev, and we saw so many of our peers also who were struggling very hard trying to understand what to do now when Srila Guru Maharaj had left, and it was revealed without a doubt that he is also of the same caliber, and so we're just being given deeper and deeper admittance and insight into who it is that's come to help us. And my reflection after 16 years and the pain of having only this reflection kind of association with such a person as Srila Gurudev is that it's like Suvashini was saying, that the main thing about him is caring. That's what my conclusion is, that his teaching. In San Jose, we would always be asking him how to perfect the deity worship or something like that. And I have to say that the main teaching, really what he was trying to get us to do was caring about all of the devotees. And so it became easier to believe why he says so many times, Trinadapi Sunicya. So he is living this. He's telling us this not for a small reason at all, but it's his personification, and it's what he makes everyone feel so cared for. And it turns out this is what is the most attractive to us, to try to surrender and to try to become attracted to the highest, which somebody could say most difficult life pursuit. But because of his sweet compassion, it becomes the most natural pursuit for one's life. And he also was very often so extremely humorous and attractive in the way he would teach us this. And I'm reminded of a couple of things. And one is when we were present with him in Nauji on his veranda, and I had come very recently from a very different time zone, and so I'm wide awake at 2 a.m. and many devotees are there in his veranda, and he's looking around when it became a little bit silent, and he asked for a couple of devotees, and I don't want to cause any embarrassment, so I won't name them, but they weren't present because for them it was valuable time to get a little bit more rest for very full days of service. And so they weren't yet present. It was only about 3 a.m. And he said, oh, their life is so hard. He said they never get enough prasadam. And their guru is always chastising them. And their sleep is always disturbed. And the bad news is what we are studying, what we are following, this will be our result. And everybody is spellbound. And then he said, and the good news is that what we are practicing, this will be our result. So to see that this example, to have these people in our lives, some of you may be able to guess who I'm speaking of, who Gurudev was naming. But to know that we have such examples, that this really keeps us going. It's both. On one hand, it's the most difficult thing, and on the other hand, it's the most valuable thing, and it's ours. It's for us. It's for our taking. And then another time, in the same veranda, a different year, sitting there, and he had been speaking about Trinadapi Sunichena, and I was listening. And then the time came for Mangalartik, and so many of us just sitting there, and he would often like to say, now please go to Arti. And of course I didn't want to go. And I thought maybe I can just kind of linger for a little bit. I'm only here for a couple of weeks, so maybe I'll be excused. And then I noticed that there was someone who had been there for very long, seated just in front of me. And my mind, such a rascal, was thinking, they're not leaving. And Gurudev told everyone to go to Mangalarti. And then I curbed my mind, and I noticed that Srila Gurudev said to this person, now I have one job for you. And I got to watch this pastime going on. So not only was it wrong for me to be seeing the fault, I was erroneous. Gurudev did not want this person to go to Mangalarti. And the way he said that, now I have one job for you, and then listening to their conversation, and it was a simple job. It was sorting the currency, which comes in so many different currencies from all over the world. So if somebody would sort those, and this was very important to Gurudev, and that's why he didn't expect this person to pop up. And I noticed that this person had been happily sitting there just to be of service. Just the servant can be like that, just waiting. Is there some service for me? And if not, then the servant will go and do something else, like go to Mangalarti. But the one who understands what the Guru wants is a very, very valuable personality to know. And again, I won't say the name of this person to avoid embarrassment, but you may know. So it is a very great fortune to be able to get such association in our life. We just happily going about eating, sleeping, chanting, hearing, a very nectar life.
Jai Kumkum Devi Rasi. You presented that just like Gurudev would present it. Beautiful. And here I have beside me Abhinava Sundar Prabhu. Again, another devotee with direct association with Gurudev, so many things. And I know we're over time. It doesn't matter for today. We're going to run a little bit over time. And I'm sure everyone, at least in our time zone, had a good feast today because we know where Gurudev was before the Noonati today. He was in every kitchen that they were cooking for him. He told that, so it must be so. So they were aware in the kitchen here, and I'm sure you've all had a big feast today, so it doesn't matter if we're a little later. Here's Abhinava Sundar Prabhu, and we're going to have one more request just after this too, but we won't go on a long time. But Abhinava Sundar Prabhu, few words, kindly.
Dandavat, everyone. Lovely to see everyone here. And I mean, I feel like this idea of separation is, today we think about separation more, but it really is a very strong tenet in Krishna consciousness. Mahaprabhu came, and a big part of Mahaprabhu's pastimes about separation. And it's very, very easy. Gurudev made some comment about even a young goat understands what union is, but separation is something that is very deep and very, something that we can spend our whole lives trying to understand. What does it mean to be service and separation? And Gurudev was the perfect example of that, of course. And for me, I mean, I had spent some time with Srila Gurudev, but really most of my attempted practicing life was in separation from Srila Gurudev. And so I feel like it's a wonderful thing that Krishna consciousness is about consciousness. It's not about physical association. It's being about having some connection and carrying on with our service aspiration, no matter where we are. And this is what Gurudev is giving. And Gurudev was always so confident that Guru Maharaj is taking everyone, and anyone that did any service to the mod under his direction, that he's confident that their savior is going to Guru Maharaj, because he's taking us all and serving us to Guru Maharaj. So we're unbelievably fortunate, and so that this continues on now. We see there's so many new devotees coming through, and they didn't meet Srila Gurudev, but Srila Gurudev's mood and his instructions and all of Guru Maharaj's teachings, Gurudev was the embodiment of all Guru Maharaj's teachings. That this is all, we just read the books and we're all stunned. Okay, we had association with Gurudev, but we still read the books again and again and continually become stunned by what we're reading. So I'm so happy to have all the association of the new devotees who are coming through, because they're fresh eyes on listening and seeing and discussing Gurudev and Guru Maharaj's pastimes and glories. It's so wonderful, and it's alive, it's conscious, that's where the real substance of Krishna consciousness is being together, having good association and discussing the glories of our masters. Jai Shri Gurudev ki jai.
Jai, indeed, to Shri Guru ki jai. Yeah. And there is a devotee here. We're always happy when someone's eager to express something to, and express that they wish to express something. And that's Nadia Sundari Devinasi, who is of the, you could say, new generation. I mean, 16 years, I suppose, is a long time. And we feel that everybody's actually met Gurudev. That's the thing. And so we are, by hearing from the devotees, we're able to get that touch, as Abhinava was saying. And he's just saying about, the next generation, yourself, so many of you here who didn't meet him, but you can meet him. Today, I was saying to Ishwarananda Prabhu here, that your generation, means who are coming up now, you have everything, in fact, everything, what Srila Prabhupada gave, what Srila Guru Maharaj gave, what Srila Gurudev gave. You've got all of that, the whole conclusion of that. You didn't have to wait step by step, if you like. It's all there. So this generation actually has everything on a plate and just have to take that, do that, and go back to Godhead, go back to Krishna and the association of Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, and our family there. Hare Krishna. So, yes, so where did Nadia Sundari Devi Rasi go? She was here just now. Oh, she's on the big screen. Oh, my goodness. We have a big Nadia, tall Nadia Sundari Devi Rasi on the screen. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, dear Gurudev and all devotees. I just dare to speak, so Krishna Kanta will not make again this mistake calling her words nonsense. So I will show what is nonsense, I will speak. And because Krishna Kanta is the person who opened door of Villa Govinda for me, and she is the one first who opened Gurudev to me and keep doing that. That's why I decided to speak like non-direct disciple, but to say something. And also interesting that just a minute before a Zoom, I ran to take this t-shirt and to put it, and I was thinking like about how to describe Gurudev as a person who never met him, but seriously, this word was just made for describing what you can't describe, something so subtle but so huge and so sweet. And like, it's good that we have this word that each of us understand how huge it is and what it includes. And nonsense here is coming that when I was teenager, I was very only dived into one series of books reading like Harry Potter. It's about magic and so on. Maybe you haven't read it or seen the movie, but there is one thing particular that photos there, they are not still, that photos are moving, like person who is on a photo maybe is not alive already, but this person is still showing the mood and like happy or sad and so on. And believe me or not, but maybe it's my imagination because I'm like still devotion and emotion or imagination, I don't know what is what, but the portrait of Srila Gurudev, which is next to Krishna Kanta Didi, somehow it's not happened in the beginning, but somehow I don't remember when. Like when you say Gurudev is present, so like believe me or not, but on looking on this live portrait, I can see if Gurudev is happy or not. I mean, when it's scary, when most of the time I see him happy because he's in Villa Govinda ashram looking on all this beauty what is happening. But when he's a little bit grumpy, I am very scared because then I need to be very deeply analyzing what I'm doing wrong. So this is like seriously live portrait where Gurudev is present, and it's also easy to believe that when we offer something to the portraits or photos of deities, they are there. And again, about presence of Gurudev, if about each of his disciples, it will be endless speech, but in the books, when also we say about books, the only one for me was personally when I felt presence and I could not take away myself from the book. It was revealed truth. And I even was very angry that I need to go to do seva on a kitchen or something else. Then when we started to read in Villa Govinda, I knew that if I will interrupt, I will never finish. And it's still not finished. But I was like, I felt something like not reading, just like something stupefacente. And the physical presence of Srila Gurudev in Villa Govinda Ashram I felt when was Vyasa Puja of Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, and he was offered pranam mantra. Also, I remember that I was sitting and I could not understand what is different in such a beautiful way, but also we were next to Pushpa Samadhi, and then after some time I just understood that it was this was when it was revealed for me personally that he is present there. Like, that's what I wanted to express to all of you. Thank you for opportunity.
Hare Krishna Jai. There we are, living proof that Srila Gurudev is present, and Srila Gurudev is present. We all know, I think everybody here knows, Gurudev repeatedly told how Srila Guru Maharaj did not depart. Sometimes they say depart or died, but he disappeared. And that Srila Guru Maharaj is watching us, he's seeing everything, and we can try to, as Nadia Sundar is saying, to feel from him his happiness or his unhappiness with us. And similarly with Srila Gurudev, and this is our living parampara. And no, I have not read Harry Potter. I've not seen the movie, but maybe I should now because I hear about these living portraits. So if we take something good from anywhere, that is fine. But no, I'm not going to go and watch Harry Potter. Sorry. Hare Krishna. Anyway, by the way, when you were speaking, we had the microphone off because the devotees here all around, and you can't see them all actually, probably, as we can't see all the devotees with each of you on the screen, including in Italy. We know Munindra Mohan Prabhu and Madhusudan Prabhu and Shanti Moy are nearby somewhere. Evidencia, there we are. But the devotees around here, everyone's been like making joyful comments and etc. while each of you been speaking, while Nadia Sundari is speaking just now too. And I mean, really, it's very happy to be in the congregational glorification of Srila Gurudev, of our Guru Varga, and of the devotees. Gurudev is not alone. And here we've got his family of devotees, and from all over the world here. And we're so happy to be able to, we're so happy to be able to have your association. So happy Krishna has put each of us into the association we are here. I'm happy that Krishna's put me in the association of you all, and it gives us extra and extra hope that for the bright future, the continuation of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev's mood and teaching. And Saraswati Devi Dasi, she's nearby, she's doing some responsible seva nearby, and she just turned on her camera. So maybe the last today, but if anybody does have a specific thing, please, I'd just like to share this. Do drop a note in the chat box or put up a hand in a moment. But here's Saraswati Devi Dasi, and we can definitely, there are so many others here who can very capably say something from the heart. In fact, probably everyone can say something from the heart. After all, you are all devotees, and you've been drawn by the heart to this path of searching for Sri Krishna, reality, the beautiful, the Lord of love, as we were recently hearing. So Saraswati Devi Dasi, please share something. And I think all of you know she is the very capable and affectionate manager of the West London temple here for many years. And that has lots of aspects to it. It's a big place, lots of responsibility. But she had Srila Gurudev's direct association and grace since the end of the 1980s, and she's been a devotee since before that. So Saraswati Devi, please, some sharing of Gurudev so everyone can know him better and better.
I was hoping to hear from Munindra Mohan Prabhu.
Well, you may do, yes. Keep talking. We'll make a prayer to him, but we are now hearing from you.
I was just happy listening, Maharaj, to the glorification of Gurudev. Wasn't really planning to I don't feel qualified really to share anything.
Okay, Saraswati, this is the humility of the Vaishnavas. I don't want to put anyone on the spot. I don't want to put you on the spot or make you feel awkward. So let us indeed ask to Munindra Mohan Prabhu, and then we can come back to you in a couple of minutes.
But
And
anyway, let me just quickly say that
okay, good, Jack.
this,
Now you have a couple of minutes to think. Yeah.
that under this, I mean, when our Guru that departs from our vision is a big test for everyone, for all of us, because then now we need to really put into practice all the teachings, his instructions, everything he gave to us. We actually really need to follow his instructions and just, offer our service to him. So it's not easy to serve without having him nearby. Actually, it's quite difficult. So that's the big test for all of us, to really go deeper and trying to make a little offering and prayer. And by having the association of you, Maharaj, and other senior Vaishnavas around, remind us, how to continue in our practice. It's very, very important. And we cannot be independent. We are not really in that kind of, we're not ready for that, to be independent. We cannot be independent because our mind takes us everywhere. Our flickering mind is easily disturbed, easily goes here and there and everywhere. So we really need to try to be under the guidance of someone who can guide us and help us, a living sadhu, like yourself, Maharaj, and who, you are teaching by, you are practicing what you're preaching, and you're preaching what you're practicing. So it's important to have that, to have the guidance of someone like you. And you know Srila Gurudev best. You live with Srila Gurudev for so many years. I was there, I could see, all the interactions and everything, very sweetly interactions. And I could also see how Gurudev also gave so much affection to everyone. And I have heard some devotees who didn't have the direct association with Gurudev, or maybe were not able to get initiation from Gurudev, and they say, oh, if I knew him, I could take initiation immediately. But actually, Srila Gurudev, what is the word I'm looking for? He gave that current, divine current, to many of the acharyas, yourself, to carry on with the mission and to carry on with this line, exclusive line of devotion. So I said to them, don't waste your time. Do it. Take this opportunity. I personally didn't have the direct association with Gurudev until 3 years later. So I got Ritvik initiation, and then I met Gurudev in person after 3 years. Because what is important is all the teachings. I mean, what captures is actually these beautiful teachings that have come to us by some great fortune, that we actually, I don't know how that came to us, but we cannot take it for granted. So then we found this treasure, this fortune, and then we meet Srila Gurudev in person, and then you see that living sadhu is there. Reality, is there with him and his devotees. So, so we have to continue. We have to continue in the association with the devotees. And the most important thing is also, the Gurudev mentioned, is not to criticize the Vaishnavas, because that's really, really harmful and poisonous. So no criticizing, no gossips. That's not going to take us anywhere. And just keep our minds super busy with seva. Anyway, my dana pranam to all of you devotees who are serving the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev and in Villa Govinda, everywhere, all of you. Somehow, everyone has something to offer to Srila Gurudev in any way that you can. He only wants your heart. And he is not happy with 10%. He wants more and more and more. He wants more. I tell you, I thought, oh, he just wants 2 hours. No way. Then 5, then 10. Anyway. So that's the whole point. Once you take initiation, that's it. Your body belongs to him, everything. So be prepared for that. Anyway, I'm sorry about my nonsense.
Hare Krishna. And of course, everything must go on. This is the very teaching, and it's not physical, anything, everything is spiritual. Guru Maharaj saying the spiritual man is making spiritual inquiry for the spiritual destination and the spiritual journey. Everything is spiritual. So must go on, and this is why we've got appreciation for all of you who are coming to capture something of, understand something, capture in the heart something of the heart of Gurudev. Because his instructions, it's also we were discussing today, just a short time ago, people say about philosophy, our philosophy, their philosophy. Now you can say it's philosophy that we are different from our body and that we will live, when our body dies. But somebody is saying it's philosophy, but how about just saying it's reality? It's not somebody's speculation, it's reality. We will live when our body is gone. So Srila Guru Maharaj is giving us reality. Srila Gurudev is giving us reality. And the good news is too that they're giving us reality, the beautiful. So here, by the way, is Lavanyamoy Devirasi. She's a very busy servitor. She knows the connection with Gurudev's service. She knows about service and about Gurudev. And so we would like to ask her, but please come here because the microphone's way over here. She said she thought she'd escape from it. Here we are. We've got wires and things. All right. Lavanya Devidasi.
Everyone said everything so beautifully, with their sincere hearts. It's been a really beautiful day, hearing all the different offerings and everyone's happy, sad moods. It's been very sweet and okay. And well, yeah, I don't know anything. Obviously, that would be impossible. But Gurudev shows us what we need to know and reveals things to keep us. Well, he reveals things, truths to us that will help us along the way. So it's really all him. I mean, we all feel that we, are never going to be able to reciprocate or honor this. I mean, he's like, he's a spaceman. He's come from the higher planetary systems to see us. And then, he could be doing so many way he could be behaving like, hey, and loud and like powerful, but he just is like humble. And as Kumkum Didi said, affectionate and kind with everyone. And that's what sort of stuns us. He's not, we know he's all powerful and he's just like this superhuman, not even human. And then he just is sweet and affectionate. And but the reality and the truth that he holds within him is like more dynamic than all the universe put together. So it's all really like amazing and simple and powerful and sweet at the same time. So we know we've come across something that is the most amazing. Or how do you say it?
Stupefacente.
Okay.
I'm sure I didn't get the accent right, but
so we just I mean, I know myself, I just hope I can stay in the association of devotees and attempt some savor, and then really everything, I don't mind for anything else, that's our life will be perfect just by those activities. So I know everyone's glorified Gurudev much more sweetly than me, but that's all I could really I could sit and talk for a long time, but it would just be unnecessary. Everything beautiful has been said. Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev.
Hare Krishna. Everybody is the winner for what they have given about Gurudev. But we have to follow Saraswati Devi Dasi's wish and hear from Munindra Mohan Prabhu. You can't deny Saraswati Devi Dasi's request. So Munindra Mohan Prabhu, please come from behind the camera and please share something of Gurudev's heart. Jai Munindra Mohan Prabhu, Dandavat Prabhu.
Dandavat, can you hear me?
Yes, happily.
It's very late, Maharaj. All the Vaishnava are tired after so many celebrations. But it was actually a very happy day, I must say. Little tears here and there, but wonderful day. And yes, I've been in this life a little slow to understand the great position of my spiritual master, but I have the fortune to live, share my life with so many fanatic followers of Srila Gurudev. Like you, for example, Krishna Kanta, and many others. So I made Gurudev laugh a few times, as you know, with my full behavior and like monkey Abhishek pastimes. But there is, I remember today another accident. I was everybody knows the pastime of Ferrari in Ferrari parade in Italy. But attached to these pastimes, I remember after looking the Ferrari and what's so wonder in this car is for miser man car, only 2 seats. And when he sits on our car, he liked very much. He's like petting the dashboard and this is our car? He said, this is our car. It's your car. No, this is our car. And he was very happy with this car because 9 seats car and convertible, you can carry staffs, you can accommodate devotees, so it was a service car. And Ferrari is just miser car.
Can only take 2 people.
And another accident was the macaroni cheese. Maybe you some of you already know this story. Of course, Gurudev is coming in Italy. I try my best to make the best macaroni. And you know, in Italy, pasta must be al dente. Means not even completely cooked. But Gurudev manifested some old age, like in his lila, and some teeth were missed. So he liked overcooked pasta. But the first time I served him al dente pasta, he said, I asked, what do you like? It's okay, but it's hard. Make softer. So the second time, I tried my best to make. I forced myself to overcook pasta, not al dente. And I cook a little bit more. And I said, good. Did you like macaroni this time? Yeah, it was okay. But the best macaroni cheese I had in the hospital in America, in California hospital. So he destroyed my ego in this way. Well, here in Villa Govinda, the day after, and then I try my best meditation, what would satisfy Gurudev, at least perfectly in the taste of some snack. And I thought, that's the best. What is the best? Strawberry with whipped cream. Then I bought some strawberry with cream, and I gave to Gurudev like snack time. And he ate, he liked very much that. So at least once macaroni cheese taste failed, but it is. And here in Villa Govinda, some personal story happened with Gurudev. And many others. But for tonight, I think this is.
And with sweet.
And with sweet, right.
Actually, I think for tonight we probably better all continue. There's much more to be said, and no doubt we'll be continuing informally too. And we always are remembering things and sharing things about Srila Gurudev. But, much appreciation to you all. We really haven't had any time limit today. We've gone way over time. But I think that we should end, because you're all sitting in the temple and we are sitting more in a classroom environment, because we're in the Bhakti Yoga Institute and they've made this into a bit of a classroom area. So I think you should end us today. If you can change your microphone setting so that the music will can do the kirtan, and then we can all over the world, we can join you for the Hari Harai Nama Krishna at the end, and you can also give the jais kindly once the Hari Harai Nama Krishna is over. So over to Italy, where they'll sing Hari Harai Nama Krishna, and we'll do the jais afterwards, and join in if you can with the microphones off. We're going to try to join in as well here and turn our microphone off. And super seeing you all. Let's hear you chant, but with your microphones off. We'll see your lips moving and hear you.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
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 Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan.
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana.
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana.
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Rupa Sanatana Bhakta Raghunatha.
Jai Rupa Sanatana Bhakta Raghunatha.
Shiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raghunatha.
Shiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raghunatha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Jai.
And Madhurananda Prabhu, please you give the jais. We haven't heard from you today, but you are there.
Jai Sa Parikarashi Guru Goranga Gandharvika Gopinash Shri Giraj Balagopal Juki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramsa Parivraj Kacharya Statarasa Shri Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramsa Shri Bhakti Rakashida Dev-Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Pada Shri Bhagavan Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Thakura Ki Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Jai tutti i devoti Ki Jai Jai Shila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj Ki Jai 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 Shila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Tiro Baba Maha Mahotsava Ki Jai Nita e Gora Premanande Haribo
Vancha Kaupa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namaha.
Wonderful. And we were trying to work out why Tungarasa saying, good that today was a Monday, so we could join. I couldn't understand why it was good that Vyasa Puja is on Monday. Then I was told, oh, because it's a Monday Zoom. All right, yes. Thank you for that. Monday Zoom ki jai. Dandavat, dandavat.
Dandavat.
From behind the screen, from left of the screen, right of the screen, from everywhere, obeisances. And all of you, oh, and the mammoth savor today of our translators, of course, both of who could have said something and more who could have said something. And maybe we'll get an opportunity to hear another time. Wonderful. Much appreciated, everybody. Have a successful day and have a good night's rest. And Sachi Devi Dasi turned on her camera there. Yes. Hare Krishna. Ashchi. Amara Ashchi. Everybody giving bye-byes.